everybody, Peebs here. We know Animal Crossing Switch is slated for release this year, but as of recording this, we don't have a specific date just yet. The wait for me has been, Where is it? Where is it? Difficult? Since we can't play it yet, all we can do is think about how fun Animal Crossing Switch might be someday. So I figured it'd be fun to make this video on 10 things I'd like to see in the Switch version. I've done a lot of top 10 videos in the past, but this video is not ranked or ordered in any specific way. It's just 10 random ideas I thought would/could be fun. Maybe. I don't think I'm inspiring much confidence yet, but I actually do think some of these ideas are pretty good, so let's just go ahead and get into it. I did my best to come up with unique ideas for this video. Some of them probably won't be too surprising to more dedicated Animal Crossing fans, but some of them are a little bit unique, would probably be a good way to put it. So to set the tone for the rest of the video, I decided to go with this one. I want Tortimer dead. There's a handful of creepy and occasionally even otherworldly encounters in the Animal Crossing series. You've got stuff like aliens, creepy Easter eggs, fountain guy, and I love stuff like that. And I want more of that stuff, which is why Tortimer needs to die. I don't want him to be gone because I like him as a character. I just really want him to be a ghost and randomly show up in your town, maybe during events like Halloween, to hunt you or give you another fake NES game. I still haven't forgiven him for that, which is why he needs to die! I know this is probably too dark for Nintendo these days, but it certainly wouldn't be the first dark thing in Animal Crossing, or even the first ghost. Wisp is a ghost character in all 4 main series Animal Crossing games, and his presence is even somewhat unsettling in the original version if you pay close attention. He asks you to capture some spirits he lost, which I'm assuming are formerly alive animal villagers, and if you don't, he's gonna be, quote, punished horribly. And besides, Tortimer officially retired in New Leaf, so come on, Nintendo. Kill him off, you cowards. Admittedly, this is my least fleshed out idea for this video by far, so I have no idea why I'm putting it as the first one, but at some point I got this idea stuck in my head and I can't get it out, so he needs to die. One thing that always bugged me about Animal Crossing is that you have so many options for items to decorate your house with, but you can't always use them. Sure, you can lay on beds, turn on lights, and some items do interesting things or make sound effects, something like that, but a lot of them do absolutely nothing. My pet hamster here? Never fed him in his entire life. It's impossible. And he's never stopped running either. Cursed to run forever. A never-ending cycle. Wouldn't it be nice if I could press A on his cage to give him a frickin' break or something? And a weird side note here, hamsters didn't show up as villagers until New Leaf, so I guess they evolved to be anthropomorphic sometime between 2002 and 2013. Being able to interact with an item just makes them feel a lot more unique. Compare this weightlifting bench you can only lay on to this punching bag. The simple fact alone that I can punch it instead of it just sitting there makes it so much more fun as an item. I'm gonna get so I feel like New Leaf does a bit better with this. A lot of items will at least shake around if you touch them, but there's still plenty of things that you can't do anything with. Let me take a bath, Nintendo. I stink. I haven't taken a bath since I moved in here 7 years ago. Just give me a little pixelated nudity like The Sims or something, I don't know. And while we're on the subject of New Leaf, more usable public works projects would be pretty sweet too. Just imagine placing some kind of hopscotch area in your town that you, and even better, your villagers, could randomly skip across, occasionally failing and tripping over themselves. If that were to happen, I might just die of cuteness overload. They could even go really crazy with this if they wanted and make little mini-game projects you can place in your town. I stole this idea from my friend Jeff. Don't tell him about it. One of my favorite things to do in Animal Crossing is collect things. Villager pictures, golden furniture, etc. But by far my favorite thing to collect was something you could only collect in the original version. That's right, the NES games. Obviously I get why they took them out. Money, 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 money! But if they could bring the idea of the NES games back in some other way, I think it would really add a lot to the game personally. Maybe develop a bunch of little basic mini games unique to the Switch version of Animal Crossing, or maybe even have them be the old Game & Watch games. I don't even care if they're good games, to be honest. It's not like I was dying to run into my brother's house because I just couldn't get enough of DK Jr. math. It was more about the novelty of collecting items that were not only usable, but actual games within the game. And it would even help incentivize people to visit other towns a bit more so they could check out their friends' collection. Bonus points if they came in the form of arcades and/or pinball machines. I want to finally be able to play these Mario vs. Luigi games. It's been taunting me for years. Eventually one of them will throw a punch. I just have to keep waiting. There's a lot of ways to make money in Animal Crossing. You can catch bugs or fish, grow a bunch of fruit, find the daily money rock, etc. But there aren't too many new ways to make bells since the original game, so why not add one or two? Occasionally villagers give you chores to do, maybe sometimes they could reward you with bells instead of items. Or maybe a job like the one Brewster gives you at the cafe, except he pays you money instead of beans. Freaking beans?
Beans.
Beans. Maybe you could work part-time for Nook like in the intro. Or maybe not, because that shit's boring as f***. Alright, I'm laid off. Being able to decorate villager houses in Happy Home Designer was tons of fun. Maybe villagers or even special NPC characters could pay you money to redesign their home in the Switch version. Also, while we're on the subject of Happy Home Designer, could we please have yards, Nintendo? Pretty please. That's not actually one of the ideas for my video, although it probably should have been, considering one of my ideas was kill Tortimer. Nah, who am I kidding? Kill Tortimer is way better. How about a simple change? Just make flowers, especially rare ones, sell for significantly more bells so they could be grown for cash. Or if they want to go more Harvest Moon, they could introduce some sort of farming system where you can grow veggies to sell as well as just the fruit. Or maybe they could add, hunting? Maybe not hunting. I don't know, just give me anything viable other than going bug hunting on the island. It was fun for about the first 112 times that I did it, but actually, who am I kidding? It's still fun. I really love New Leaf. While it's probably not my favorite in the series, I do feel that if I put all nostalgia aside, it's the best version in the series so far. But it's missing one important thing. My villagers don't laugh at the thought of my death anymore. Going back and playing the older versions, especially the original GameCube Animal Crossing, has made me realize just how funny and even mean some of the villagers were back then. In just my short time playing again, my followers yelled at me for talking to them, made fun of my name, and my villager Doc called me fat out of nowhere and proceeded to make fun of me when I got upset about it. It's not really all that uncommon to be insulted by your villagers, especially before you start to befriend them, and frankly, I wish they'd bring that back. But not just the mean personalities, though. I wish the villagers would have more varied and intense personalities all around. There's currently 8 different personality types, though I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know that, because in New Leaf, all the villagers are pretty samey. They're all just so nice to you, and I hate it! It's another example of Nintendo, at least in their eyes, making the games a bit more kid-friendly. Everyone, I have a confession to make. I'm prejudiced. My villagers have a prejudiced mayor and I enact prejudiced policies. Isabel, I have a new town ordinance and I want it enacted immediately. Cute villagers only! This is something I realized I do with my New Leaf towns that I never did back in the day. Every time I get a villager that isn't cute, I do everything I can to get rid of them. And I think the reason why I only want cute villagers so much is because they're all largely boring now. They're just so nice and cute, which is great for some villagers, but I just wish that personalities like Cranky and Snooty would stand out a bit more. I think I'd be more open to having some super ugly Aardvark character if they also were super mean to me or wanted to take over the world or anything else even remotely more interesting than just nice. How are you today, PBG? I love you. Shut up, Javert. I want you to abuse me emotionally. And if you're incapable of doing that, then just get out, okay? Get out!
Kinda piggybacking off the last idea a bit, I really wish your villagers had more in-depth relationships with each other. Villagers occasionally mention one another and sometimes even have conversations you can listen in on that vary depending on their assigned personality type. But I kinda wish it go a bit deeper than that. Maybe the longer two villagers live in the same town, or the more times they interact, the stronger their friendship grows. I'd even go as far as to suggest some kind of heart system similar to a game like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley. Every villager could have a diary in their house that you could peek into that showed their friendship levels with the other villagers, and the higher it grew, the more they would mention each other in conversations, or maybe they could even be found visiting their friend's house from time to time. I want drama. I want gossip. I want some villagers to hate each other. I want villagers to hate other certain villagers so much that they ask me to play pranks on them. I want villagers to fight to the death! Okay, maybe I'm going a little bit too far with this, but you get the point. Villagers are such a core part of Animal Crossing, but I feel the way villagers act and interact hasn't really been changed too much over time, and I think it would be refreshing to see something to spice it up a bit. Okay, this one is important, so please hear me out on this. I want balls back! Give me balls, Nintendo! Seriously, why were balls removed after the first game when they should have been expanded upon, if anything? There should be more balls, not less balls. You like balls, I like balls, everybody likes balls. Even the villagers talk about how much they like balls. I know they don't do anything, I just love watching my dumb little villagers chasing them around aimlessly. Is that so wrong? Hashtag bring balls back.
Hello, anxiety. Why do we always meet?
Just about every person I've seen talking about Animal Crossing Switch seems to agree that the mayor stuff from New Leaf needs to come back. That worked, everybody liked that. You have to be the mayor again. Wrong.
Realistically, I am not qualified to be the mayor. 98% of people who play this game are not qualified to be the mayor. Anyone who disappears for upwards of 9 months at a time is not qualified to be the mayor. The obvious choice for who should be the mayor is Isabelle. Ah, come on, Isabelle, don't be modest. Let's be real, Isabelle already does all the work anyway. All we do is show up every now and then and say something like, everybody has to stay up late now. Your leader has spoken, so let it be written, so let it be done. And then we peace out for a couple of months. Isabelle, on the other hand, is not only always at work, she runs all the holidays for you, and let's be real, she's so freaking cute. There's no way she'd ever lose an election. You know, assuming there ever was any. The villagers are a tad bit brain dead. I get the feeling they'd accept pretty much whatever you tell them. What's that? You want me to say pickle poop from now on? Sounds like a good idea to me, pickle poop. So yes, Isabelle clearly deserves to be the mayor. But you could still keep all the fun mayoral features from New Leaf by making the player be her assistant this time. Again, it's not like you really did all that much to begin with, and Isabelle is so sweet. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear your input before making any decision whatsoever. I mean, she can and dislikes confrontation, so the player could just be the shadow mayor, making all the decisions behind the scenes, leaving Isabelle as the adorable face of the operation. And if anybody causes any problems, she'll just beat the shit out of them. It happens to everyone eventually. You think your relationship is meaningful. You think they'd never leave you. But deep down, you know those promises are empty. One day you'll log into your town, and they'll be gone. Mitzi, why? How could you do this to me? This is your fault, Tom! I'm killing you again! There are a lot of villagers in Animal Crossing. About 17,392, give or take a couple. And seeing which villagers move into your town is a big part of the fun. But after a while, you will get capped out, and in order to see someone new, someone else will have to leave. Well, what if when a villager moved out, they could give you their phone number, and you could call them with a specific phone item you had in your house anytime that you like. It could be some kind of video phone a la Pokemon when Ash calls Professor Oak. It'd give you a chance to both talk to and see your old villagers again long after they'd moved out. Maybe you could even invite them over to your town to hang out. And maybe if you decided you just couldn't live without them anymore, you could ask them to move back in again. Not only would this make it a little easier to let go of certain villagers you've had in your town forever, but it would also give you a way of collecting the villagers in a sense by getting all their phone numbers. Not that you ever could collect them all, considering how freaking many of them there are. Admittedly, this would be a pretty big change and give you a whole lot of control over your town, so I'm not 100% sure if this is something Nintendo would implement, but I do think it's a fun idea to entertain at the very least. Maybe to balance it out a bit, the phone could be a really rare item that's hard to acquire, or maybe only villagers who you've become really close to will give their numbers out, similar to how the villager pictures work in New Leaf and Wild World.
Out of all the ideas on this list, this is the one I'm most interested in hearing feedback on. So maybe let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Good idea? Bad idea? Would this give you too much power to shape your town and go against the whole vibe of the game? Or would it be a nice change of pace to have this kind of freedom? Let me know. I'm genuinely curious. Alright, I'm calling this now, 100% guaranteed on the next installment for the Switch. Animal Crossing.
No, I don't want to go to the moon! This is a bad idea! Let me off! Maybe not guaranteed per se. In fact, almost certainly not. But hey, if it happens, I'm gonna look pretty smart.
This idea goes back to 2015 when I did a list of my top 10 favorite games. Today, the mayor. Tomorrow, the moon!
I mean, seriously, Animal Crossing on the moon. Other than the fact that it's a terrible idea, it's a great idea.
It was definitely meant to be a joke at the time, but the more I thought about it, the more I figured, why not?
I admit this idea is completely ridiculous, but I also think that it would be pretty freaking awesome. Almost every Animal Crossing game has a special area you can visit, like the islands and population growing in New Leaf, or the city in City Folk. But instead of doing something like the island again, why not step it up a notch? Or 8, and go to the moon. The moon could have some kind of special fruit, or maybe some kind of space bug that you can only get while you're there. I know neither of those things make any sense, but it's a freaking video game, so who cares? But the thing it would definitely need would be an alien villager. Honestly, this is the biggest reason I want this to happen. I want a freaking alien to live in my town. Is that so wrong? I'm not sure exactly what you'd need to do before they would move in, but it'd be cool if there was some kind of side quest, or maybe they have a specific request or 3 or 4 for you to fulfill before they decide to make the move. I don't know, this is another idea that's not super fleshed out. In fact, go to the moon is literally the only thing I wrote down for this in my notebook. But it would be cool, so there. Done. 10 ideas for Animal Crossing Switch, or whatever the heck I'm gonna call this video.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do me a solid, give it a like, and subscribe for more. Why not? Check out this video I did a couple years ago on Animal Crossing, the original GameCube version, and a video that just went out today on my gameplay channel. I recorded myself visiting my old town for the first time in a long time. I really appreciate the support as always, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.